Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum. In this video, we will continue with example 3 under partial derivative of two variables. Given fxy equals to 3 sec x ln y minus x cos y squared. Find del f over del x and del f over del y. Del f over del x here means partial derivative with respect to x. And we treat y as a constant. And del f over del y means partial derivative with respect to y. And we treat x as a constant. Alright? Okay, now we find del f over del x first. Alright, del f over del x is the partial derivative with respect to x. And when we find the partial derivative with respect to x, to avoid confusing, we put variable x at the back. Okay, so we can write f equals to 3 ln y. Okay, since we want to differentiate with respect to x, so we can write set x equals to x to the power of half. And then minus, alright, variable x here, we put at the back. So we can rewrite cos y squared times x. Okay. And to avoid error, we can write variable x in different color. Okay. Okay, now we treat y as a constant. We just imagine, let's say y equals to 2. So ln 2 equals to constant and then times constant 3. So it is also constant. Okay. And y here means constant. So cos constant equals to constant. Alright. And when we differentiate f with respect to x under partial derivative, the symbol is del f over del x. Okay. And when we differentiate 3 ln y times e to the power of half, okay, now we have multiplication by constant here. So, we just keep the constant in front after we differentiate. Okay, and then we differentiate x to the power of half using power rule. Okay, we move n to the front. So, now we move half to the front. Okay, and then we minus 1 from the original power. So, half minus 1 equals to negative half. Right? And then we have, for the second term, we have multiplication by constant here. So, we just keep the constant in front after we differentiate. Okay? And then we just differentiate variable x because now we find partial derivative with respect to x. So, we differentiate x here equals to 1. So, we put here. Alright? And after that, we can simplify. Okay? So, del f over del x equals to 3 ln y. And then we can move x to the power of negative half to denominator. So, we have x to the power of positive half or equals to sec x. So, we have 3 ln y over 2 sec x. And then minus cos y squared. Okay, this is the final answer. Okay, del f over del x means the partial derivative of f with respect to x. Alright. Now, we look at how to find del f over del y. Del f over del y is the partial derivative with respect to y. To avoid confusing, we put variable y at the back. So we can rewrite f equals to 3 sec x times ln y minus x times cos y squared. To avoid error, we can write the terms containing variable y in different colors. Okay? Alright. And then we treat x as a constant. We just imagine x is a number like 1 or something. Okay? So constant times constant equals to constant. And x here is also constant. Okay. Now we can find del f over del y. Okay. We have multiplication by constant here. So we just keep the constant in front after we differentiate. Okay. Then we differentiate ln y with respect to y. It is equals to 1 over y. We recall back when we differentiate ln y with respect to x. It is equals to 1 over y, but at the back we must multiply by dy over dx. Okay? But now we differentiate with respect to y. At the back, actually, we have dy over dy. But dy over dy is equals to 1. So times 1, no need to write. Okay? That's why we only have 1 over y when we differentiate ln y with respect to y. Alright? And after that, we can put here. Okay? And the operation must multiplication here. Okay? Okay. And then for the second term, this is the first term and this is the second term. For the second term, we have multiplication by constant here. Okay? So, we just keep the constant in front after we differentiate. Okay? Alright. And then to differentiate cos y squared, we can refer from basic formula. Derivative of cos single x with respect to x equals to negative sin x. Now we want to differentiate cos y squared with respect to y. So we have negative sin and then y squared. But after that, we need to differentiate the function inside cos. So we differentiate y squared with respect to y. So we have 2y. Okay, times 2y here. Okay. And then we can put here. Okay. The derivative of cos y squared with respect to y equals to negative sin y squared times 2y. Okay. And after that, we can simplify. Okay, del f over del y equals to 3 sec x over y. And then this is multiplication operation. Negative times negative equals to positive. And then 2x y sin y squared. This is the final answer for del f over del y. Okay, which is equals to 3 sec x over y plus 2xy sin y squared. Alright? If we compare from the previous slide, when we find del f over del x, the answers are different. Okay? Coming up next, rules of partial derivatives. If you like this video, you can subscribe. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Bye. Assalamualaikum.